Is that what's going on?
There we go. Let's try. What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Next Podcast Pre-game. It's been a couple weeks, guys. What have you guys been up to, man? That's you guys on the panel. Yeah.
Saving the world like usual.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Captain Underpants? Is that your superhero name?
Nah, it's Captain Tight Shirt.
Oh.
So Fusky, you a sidekick? What's going on? I don't get it.
It is a sidekick name, huh?
Yeah.
What's going on, John? How you doing, man? Checking out the chat real quick, seeing who's in here. Thank you, everybody, for showing up for the pregame.
Man, it's been a while. It's nice seeing those guys come back.
Yeah, no doubt. We are a couple people short right now. We might have one coming in about like 20 minutes or so. But life happens and stuff like that. So you got the treacherous trio right now of me, Foos, and the Don. So don't get scared. Strap your seatbelts, strap into the chair, and it'll be okay. That's all I got.
There's way too much strapping going on. That's totally inappropriate.
Are you saying this is gonna be a bumpy ride?
Maybe. I don't know, man.
But Fusky here, man, it's gonna be the smooth musketeers.
Yeah, we're just gonna let Fusky talk all the way through, and all of a sudden the candles are just gonna automatically light.
Yeah, I'm a WD-40 up the situation real quick.
Wow.
That's not a lubricant, right?
It is for robots. How about that? Yo?
It stands for a water dissipator.
Oh, really? Leave it up to the Don, man. Uh-oh. Oh, the Tank. Yo, guys, Tank is here checking us out in the chat as well. What's going on, Zombie?
Wow.
Yo,
For people
I ain't
don't
heard
know,
from Zombie in a minute.
Yeah, Zombie is my Halo 5 tank, man. He just goes in and busts up the other team real quick, causes chaos, and then everybody else on the squad goes for headshots.
And then he calls me an asshole half the time. I don't know why he calls me an asshole.
Dude,
but
that's when he feels comfortable with you, though, man. Just to be really honest, yeah.
So he's comfortable with assholes. Is what you're trying to say?
Yeah, he's like, all right, you fit in the demographic, man. you are in the friend zone. Close that door real quick. But yeah, no, we got some exciting stuff to talk about. Don't want to let the pregame go too long, so I don't know, guys. You ready for the intro?
Yeah, let's do it.
Nice. What's going on, people, and welcome to the next episode of the Next Podcast. Guys, we have a really good show for you today. We are a couple people short right now. Our boy Newark said that he's going to be late. Our boy K Mega, unfortunately life happens. There's something that came up, and I believe he can't make it tonight. And of course, the hardest working person on the panel, Oh snaps! Yeah, she's doing her cookie thing, man. Working really hard, and being one of the top in the company, it's absolutely amazing. So shout outs to everybody over there, and especially shout out to Oh snaps, because she really helped put together a couple interesting topics for tonight. But I'm going to have to go down and introduce the rest of the panel that's with me right now. And of course, I'm going to start with that smooth talker, the man with the golden voice, Fooskies.
Look out, let me come and lube this up for it. Make the show run real smooth, right? Yo, what's up, everybody? Glad I'm back, or glad we're back. It's been a while since I really got to talk to my boys here too, so I'm very happy to be here for this episode.
Nice, brother, man. Yeah, it's good to talk to you, man. Heard some good things about your life and stuff like that. I'm really happy for you, and um can't wait to do this show with you, dude. But
Nice.
let's go down next on the list. You know him as the one who rocks that chinchilla. Every time I'm about to say this name, people stand up, and of course they show that respect and kiss that ring. The Don.
Yo, what's up, guys? Man, my week was off last week. We didn't do next, and I didn't realize how much a part of this has become a part of my life. So I'm just happy to be here.
Nice
So
one.
true, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
it's good to.
Have to watch K Mega's bum gameplay though. That's one thing I could have waited another week. Oh man, he's this puppeteer thing. What is this thing he's got going on?
well,
Oh.
yo, we put it first to get it out of the way. That's all I gotta say, man.
It's Clay Fighter with Japanese characters.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, you know him with them emulators and stuff he plays on the PC, and of course he's definitely a fighter. He loves those fighting games. But guys, let's dive into the topics real quick. The first thing I wanted to get in and talk about is the Beam integration on Xbox One. I actually my Xbox One got updated. I do have Beam integrated into the UI, and it seems that there was a lot of people on Twitter talking about certain things on their system like not working. All right, background pictures. There was somebody that Snaps was helping out in terms there was no sound. Um, you know, the pins didn't have the pictures in them. The pins were functional. You could click on them. They had the name of the games and stuff, but there was no pictures on it. I know I had problems signing in when I first got this update. Like it would have me sign in, then it would kick me out, and then I had to manually sign in. All sorts of good stuff. Um, yo, Foos and the Don, have you guys got this update yet? Have you um seen that like you have Beam or anything like that?
I've seen that we have it because Newark is always on top of that, but no, I haven't got it yet. I'm unfortunately not an alpha tester. I was slacking on my quizzes and stuff.
I got you, man. I can't believe I'm an alpha tester, to be honest with you. I've done quest surveys and stuff like that, but I thought I could have done a lot more. Yo, Don, how about you, man? Do you have Beam on your Xbox One right now?
Man, I'm waiting for that stuff to mature
Oh yeah,
before.
you're not an
Yeah,
insider.
I opted out of that program.
Hmm?
And I just want to play my games when it comes down to it. Like, here's the thing: I work a full-time job that puts food on the table, and then I do my game design stuff. Everything from the graphics portion of it to the actual some of the minor coding and putting things in engine and stuff like that. And I mean, that's a 70-hour work week, right? The last thing I want to do is mess with an alpha or a beta of any other type in my life. I just want to be able to turn on my box and play. And so, kudos for everyone that it's willing to go through the whole beta process. But people that don't understand it's a beta process, it's or alpha. I mean, it's rough. I mean, that's where they start off at. Even when it's done anything like from artwork to write a story, sometimes it starts off rough and then you iron it out, but you haven't envisioned what you're going to do. It just takes these little steps to get there. So
Yeah,
Baby
definitely.
steps.
A lot of times what I've noticed, and I know I'm gonna probably like go heavy on the Don here with this subject, just because like he has more knowledge in this and such. But um, when they go and they do an update that deals with integrating something into the user interface, that's a lot different than cosmetic changes and stuff. There's a lot of functionality that they have to put into the framework and stuff. So Don, when they first do something like this, like wouldn't you expect a lot of these glitches and such to happen?
yeah, well, the Beam is baked into the OS. It's not just an app running over the top of the current OS. And so that
My bad.
comes with that. It comes with, the end result is going to come a lot of core efficiencies in regards to all that. So that's the upside. The downside is, well, yeah, it's going to be really, really rough to begin with because you're basically stripping out a lot of code and putting this in its place. So there's a lot to work out. But yeah, if it's just an app over the top, you just patch the app and you move on. But this is baked into the actual OS itself. Because it has three OSs on the
Yeah,
Xbox One, if I
it's
remember
got three
correctly.
kernels that basically three different OSs working together.
Yeah, and I don't know if this is true or not, but I heard Beam is actually integrated into two of those kernels. So that's a lot,
Hmm.
to communicate with one another. That could be wrong information. I don't know. But it could be one of those kernels. But if it's both kernels, then that's crazy because one's kind of an online version of the OS, and then the other part is another core element where they can make a lot of changes, but it doesn't crash your games and all that sort of stuff. And I forgot what the third does. It's stuff I don't get involved in, so I don't really mess with that sort of stuff with what I do. But yeah, they have three different OSs that basically communicate with one another, and what it allows them to do is allows them to tweak one thing with allowing the other thing to keep on moving. So that's why if they screw up one of those kernels, you're even on the betas and stuff like that, your games still play for the most part. Usually, if you had to do this, like say on a PlayStation, and you had this sort of change going on, your games just simply won't work if they change the wrong thing. If you know what I mean. So
I got you, man. Now, see, I actually got Beam up and running. I was testing it out, and then I was letting if anybody came in to check it out, because I don't really beam stream. I guess that's what we're probably going to start calling it. But I don't really beam stream. Uh, and I went in and let everybody know I was testing it out. At one point in time, it just stopped broadcasting. It was after like 4 minutes or so, it just stopped broadcasting. Uh, there's a couple cool features with it though. Like it comes with its own little overlay that has the Beam chat right there on your Xbox on your TV screen. So the same little overlay like they use for the achievements in the new UI, it's like that, but it's transparent and it's blue, and it'll put the chat like right there in front of you. Like I don't have to look at a second screen or anything like that, which was really cool. And then the second thing, I don't know if I didn't hit the right switches or anything like that, but there was absolutely no sound. Like I started up the stream again, and there was no sound. So it is very early in them installing this into the OS and getting it integrated into the Xbox One. So I just want to tell people to be patient. You're gonna have glitches. You're gonna have things that happen. Your dashboard is gonna like seem funky. Like stuff is gonna happen. Don't worry. Like they're gonna put out like mini patches through this to make it more stable and stuff like that. But Foos, have you seen on Twitter like people talking about like different things not working on their Xbox because of this update? I just want to know, man.
Nah, I haven't.
No?
Um, nah, I did try to watch a couple people that posted a beam stream up, but I don't know if they were really offline, but it seemed like they would put it up and then it was offline by the time I checked it out.
I got you. I got you. Yeah. Basically, the reason why I wanted to start with this is because, like, I saw on Twitter, I saw Snaps helping somebody out like to a crazy extent who wasn't getting any sound. All right, coming out of their system. They had just gotten into the Insider program, and this was kind of like the first bug that they got for being in the Insider program. And guys, just be patient. The Insider program, like I've tried to tell people before, it's not meant to just get the new stuff early. Like it comes out buggy, it comes out glitchy. You got to fill out the surveys. You got to give them feedback and stuff like that. So this way it makes this option, it makes this feature as stable as it can be when it comes out to the public. So, guys, did you want to say anything to anybody who is kind of like maybe freaking out about like the dashboard and stuff like that? Is you kind of maybe put it in your words or whatnot about
yeah, I'll take a crack at this. Like when you grow up and your mom like will bake something in the oven and it smells so damn good. And what happens when you take it out early before it's ready, right? It tastes like shit. So you get, it seems good, it's good, but you gotta let that thing finish baking, right? little more time in the oven before you start judging it. In regards to, and I don't really suggest people to be part of the insider program unless they have more than one Xbox. Does that make sense? Because you can have one Xbox part of the program, and if your stuff's not working correctly, you can still game. If you know what I mean. You're taking a lot of risk on just the convenience of having a console by being part of a program like this when you only have one console. So I would say that's something you want to kind of keep in mind when you're doing this sort of stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Yo, Foos, anything you want to add to that before we move on, man?
Yeah, the only thing I want to say is if you're in the insider program, give them that feedback. Don't just be there like Xbox said for the new stuff. If you're going to be there to understand what it's for, go there and give them the feedback so they can make these things work for everybody else. That's all I got to say.
Man, I haven't heard that beautiful voice in a minute.
Oh!
Yo!
Who crept in here, man?
What's up, man?
Hey, are you on your car phone? What's going on, buddy?
Nah, yeah, I'm on my way right now.
Well,
I joined Showface. What's good?
Nice. Well, guys, just let everybody know, my boy All Day has joined the live show, and I believe you said you're on your way home. So this is live and mobile, right? You driving around, man? All Day? Are you there?
Oh, he botted it. He botting a little bit.
All right, I got you, man. I got you. Well, let's move on to the next subject, and this was something that was kind of funny, and there was serious thought about going to the store and seeing exactly what they were doing here, but GameStop. Oh, all right, you got a little bot, man, but. All right, check it out, All Day. I'm gonna say the next topic, so listen in and chime in when you're ready. All right, dude.
Wait, like this. What? Why are you telling police?
What's going on?
I think he's ordering some food.
Oh,
at the drive-thru or something.
Yo, order.
He's like, this week golden.
Order something good for me, man. I'm just saying. But yo, guys, check this out. GameStop said that I guess in promotion of something called Pro Day, that throughout the day they were going to select 1,000 people to give them the ability to pre-order a Nintendo Switch, and it was just 1,000 people random throughout the day, and it was the ability to pre-order, which that was a little weird to me. Like, I guess what they were going to do is random people that were in the store, I guess they were just going to pick them at random. Kind of awkward because there was no discounts or no real incentives or anything like that, and it got me to thinking, like, damn, does GameStop like really feel that, just random people, like so many people want a Nintendo Switch that it's just going to be cool to walk up to somebody and be like, hey, you've been selected, you ready to put down like $75 on this hardware right here? I don't know, I didn't get it. Yo, Foos, did you see the link in the DM about this? Do you have any feelings on what GameStop was trying to do with this promotion, man?
I felt it was dumb. I kind of laughed when I read it, and they were making it seem like they were giving people such a big deal, to be able to do this. Honestly, to me, it kind of makes me feel like they're going to create some kind of fake demand with it for this system and try to being demanded more than it is, actually. But it could be just that GameStop is doing this. They got so many or something. But it feels so funny. Like, I wouldn't have wanted one if I would have been in there and they would have randomly picked me. But I'd have probably laughed at them. Like, do I look like a kid? No.
Man, I don't know. This is one of the weirdest promotions that I've seen, and I didn't really get it. Yo, Don, what do you think about like that promotion? What do you think they were trying to do? Give us your thoughts, man.
I don't know. They're kind of ridiculous, man. Imagine if you like got a car from a car dealership that you bought like a car 5 years ago, and say you were especially selected to buy the new Honda Civic before it comes out. would you even care? Like, like how do you know if that customer is even remotely interested in that product, right?
Yeah.
This whole thing is like ridiculous. I mean, I don't know who's in charge of marketing at GameStop, but they need to find another job. I mean, let's just be realistic. I mean, you are there to generate demand for products that you guys sell, things being used or not. But geez, come on, man, that's harassment when you're calling a gamer up and you're telling them, hey, you know what, you've been specially selected to buy this product. No one cares. I mean, maybe 1 in 10 people may care when you do that, right? And that's not trying to like pick on the Switch or anything like that, but what's wrong with being able to go into a store, and since you're willing to put money down, allowing that person to just do a pre-order then?
Yeah.
I think the only reason why it's like that is because I think Nintendo said they sold out on their pre-orders pretty early on,
Yeah.
right after the conference, and I think this is about the second wave because I heard news Nintendo upped the production a little bit, which is actually unlike Nintendo. So give them credit where credit's due. They've seen the demand, and so they bumped it up, and that's good for them to do
Well,
that.
That
But
is
what they're
kind of
doing,
shitting on the people that really would like to pre-order it, though. I mean, they want to go out there and spend their money on it, but you have to randomly be chosen.
yeah, exactly. And the majority of the people that you end up talking to may not even want to be chosen at all.
You know what? You
But
know what's funny, dude? You know what's funny? The more I think about it. All right. Now, I wouldn't have known this unless this article was kind of like this promotion was shared to me. But if they were putting this out there to people who go to GameStop and stuff, because I don't go there that much, and they were really trying to promote it, they were trying to get people into the store and into the store for a while. That's what it kind of seems like to me, because if you were interested in the Switch and you really wanted to pre-order it and they were like, "Well, we're gonna pick 1,000 people at random," um, wouldn't you kind of clear your your day a little bit and maybe spend the day at GameStop, and with you spending, oh, what happened?
New York's here, man.
Oh,
What's going on,
Let them
peoples?
in.
Newark
Yo, what's up,
NJ.
brother?
Yeah, man. I started listening to the podcast while I was on the road or whatever. I wish I would have made the whole beam, but I had to boot up my phone and everything when I got in the house.
Man, your opinion still counts now. Why don't you tell us
Yeah,
what you
what do
think
you
about
got to say about it?
everything else? Yeah, man.
For what y'all was saying and all the problems that Bot was saying that people had on Twitch, like I had a flawless experience. I actually broadcast for a total of 4 hours yesterday, and it was amazing. You know,
So
Nice.
sound and everything.
yeah. When I first launched it, and I had to help what's the kid's name? Black Spartan. It seemed like everybody had problems. Like when you had to reboot the console to actually have the beam enabled because it was part of the previous update. They just enabled it yesterday.
Yeah,
But
he's actually the
usually,
stream I was trying to watch that was just not there.
yeah, when I went to his, it was offline. And I don't know. It's like when you first started, like when it's first after you reboot your console, you first started. It says you can't launch it right now, so you have to wait. And I say like 10 minutes later, it was perfect. After that, I didn't have no problems after that.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
you think? So you're saying a hard reset was a big something to do with people's problems?
No, the hard reset was actually to enable Beam on your console. It was part of the previous
Okay.
update, but they had all they did was hit a switch and it was up there. You just had to hard reset your console. But after I started it, I couldn't. It says that I couldn't broadcast or something right now, and then I waited like 10 minutes and it was working.
Nice, nice. Now, Newark, did you play around? Cause it's a cool little it's a cool little setup where they have like you can actually turn on your party chat and have your party chat play through the stream. No trying to figure out if you have to have your party like in your headset and speakers, or if you have
Yeah,
to,
it was seamless.
yo, a lot of nice little features in that, man. Unfortunately, the second time I streamed, I went into a party and I turned party chat on, like it was a party like by myself or whatnot. And when I went to play back the stream, there was no sound whatsoever. I was playing Halo 5. The guns were going off. You heard nothing. Now, did you go back and check your stream afterwards to see how it was?
No, I didn't.
All right, so you should probably definitely check it out just to see if everything went through okay. But that's cool. Over 4 hours streaming, and you said it was flawless. Did you have the chat overlay up as well?
Yeah, I had the chat overlay up, and there's also an option where you turn on the video icon, and there's also an overlay. And what I'm starting to see is wherever you could put the overlay on your screen. I think just to go off topic a little bit, I think like they took Snap away, but everything is going to be picture in picture, and that same overlay is going to be for everything. You know, like background, like YouTube, whatever. That
That
seems like it's common. Even when Cortana come up, it's an overlay.
that definitely that makes sense because that same overlay is used to put up your achievements. And I know Newark, you when we get updates, you go in on everything. So have you had like the achievement overlay up while you were playing a game, stuff like that, man?
Yeah, I actually had it up while I was playing Fallout Shelter. So yeah,
So
and the
it's
top three, I
basically
think the top three achievements you close to achieving, those like the top three that shows up inside the little overlay.
yeah. And if you notice, like the positioning, the way that they show like how you can change the positions on it, it's the exact same thing as like from the achievements to the Beam like chat overlay. So
Yeah,
that could
I think
definitely,
it's gonna be common with apps. Yeah.
yeah, that's a really good point, dude. Um, so do you have anything else to say about the Beam and about like kind of like the UI glitchiness or anything like that? Before we move on to this whole GameStop weirdness.
I think well, it's testing now, so it could be perfect for when it release next month. So you know, like that's why like everybody who's going through issues and stuff, just report them. Like Microsoft reads everything.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Like I try to tell people all the time, and the insider program is not just to get the cool stuff first. You know, you got to do the work. You got to do the surveys. You got to give the feedback, right, man?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, cool. So going on to this GameStop thing where they were just gonna pick 1,000 people at random that were in the store to give them the option to be able to pre-order the Switch. Dude, what do you think about this promo, Newark? Did it make sense to you, or was it kind of like a head scratcher, man?
It was a head scratcher. What was crazy was I was actually in GameStop today, and they had the Switch poster and everything in front of the store. And my wife wanted to pre-order it today, and they were saying that they, you know, like no more pre-orders. They don't even know when, you know, like we'll be able to pre-order it again. So
So they
I
didn't
don't,
even
that's
they didn't even promote this whole kind of like you might be picked type thing.
no,
Wow,
not to
that's
me. No,
Wait, is this number based per store or based just overall?
I think it was overall because
that's a little too small to be overall. And
I
Yeah,
the
that's what I was saying.
GameStop
That's
dude
like
was
not a
saying,
small number.
like, you know, like
Generating fake demand.
he think Nintendo was you know, doing the shortages on purpose or whatever.
well, dude, not for anything, but Nintendo is known to do that to kind of spark a demand. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's
That,
not too far
that's
fetched.
that's not kind of why they do it. They do it because they don't want to pay for storage on and build up a inventory of stuff. So what they do is they kind of build as demand is, and the problem is the demand is always behind of what they do. But the thing is, they're not wasting money on storage, places like that, in order to get it out to the public. So it's a very low risk strategy that they're doing.
All right, all right. Well, I mean, you see it that way, which makes sense. I see it the other way though as well because maybe that was the way when it first happened when they first did that, but then afterwards, like if you're sitting there at Nintendo Corporation, it's like damn, like doing that just because we didn't want to pay for storage has created such a buzz and people like or people are kind of going crazy that they want our hardware. This should kind of be the way we do things from now on. I can see that as well.
Well, that's always been the case, even back to the Super Nintendo era. For Nintendo, they've always done business like that. They build as demand is, and versus building up a proper launch. And then also they don't throw around as much money when it comes to the companies that produces all their products for them, right? You have to, when you get in production lines, you get into a production line, you pay them X number of dollars. Guess what? That same production line is making other electronics, not just Nintendo's, right? So you have to get back in line each time you do a production line of that product. And they're just not willing to spend the money, is what it comes right down to. They've always kind of been cheap like that. But then again, that's the reason why they're here, not Sega, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I got you, man. I don't know. It was weird. Yo, anybody have anything else to say about this whole like GameStop promotion? Like, I can see it as for people who want the Switch. If they found out about this promotion, you will find them hanging around in GameStop all day long. I worked at GameStop before, and if we see people hanging around in the store, they are potential customers. They might have come for one thing, but I can sell them something else, and this is something that GameStop teaches their employees. It's sales. You know what I'm saying? So I could see them doing that for that reason. You know. But I don't know. Anybody else have anything to say about this whole GameStop thing?
I don't know. It seemed
No?
like
Go ahead.
GameStop was like the enemy, man. They talked me into renewing my pro membership today after 2 years, just because
They
I
got you.
went well, I was in there because of my son's friend's birthday party today, and we got him a GameStop gift card. And I saw a Grand Theft Auto in there for $9, Grand Theft Auto 4, which they were selling on Xbox Marketplace for $20. So I go up to the counter and give him the game or whatever, and he said the game is $20 now because it's backwards compatible. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I ended up leaving the store with a magazine, a membership, and the game, which he charged me like $7.15 for.
Oh goodness.
But whatever.
Whatever, man. They got you, man. Trust me, I know. Like
Yeah,
I
they
said,
got me.
I worked there, so like I already knew when I went into work there were certain parameters. The stores get measured by how many memberships are
subscriptions and
how
yep.
many memberships are renewed, how many pre-owned games are bought and stuff like that, to the point where if you go from a location to location standpoint, you had supervisors basically telling their employees to push pre-owned. Somebody comes in to buy new, you push that pre-owned, and the biggest
That
thing,
actually just happened to me.
yeah,
Yeah, for real, because we went to buy Misha, my fiance, a new Xbox so that she would have something to play while she was down with her chemos. And when I went in there, I wanted a new one, and the lady actually was trying to sell me on the used, and I actually pissed her off, and she gave me a dirty look as I walked out, like just straight rude. And I took my ass to Walmart and bought a new one.
yeah, dude. It's funny. Like one of the biggest things we say is like, well, if you buy it for pre-owned, you can have it for 7 days. You don't like it, you could bring it back. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the biggest kind of like selling points with pre-owned
Yep.
for
That's
people
what they
that.
told me
Mhm.
about Grand Theft today. I was like, I don't want no warranty on this game. Like, Jesus.
Oh, guys, I'll let you in.
There's
I'll let you in on a little secret with GameStop when it comes to warranties on games. Now, we all know like freaking the discs now are Blu-ray, right? And the funny thing is, the supervisors when this generation came along, they were talking about getting insurance on the games, the launch titles for the X1, the launch titles for the PS4, and stuff like that. My supervisor at that point in time, he's like, yeah, even though these discs are so durable, try to let people know that they could possibly scratch them. And I'm like, really? That's what you want me to do? I'm not doing that shit. Yeah. But yeah, like even with the durable discs and stuff, they're like, yeah, nah, sell that insurance. Let them know that they could possibly scratch these discs. But yeah,
Yeah, here's the flaw with that insurance. You still have to go back into a GameStop. Like every time I go in there, I like, man, I never want to come back to one of these things again. It is never a good customer experience. It is the worst customer experience I've ever seen and this is like huge representation of the game industry where people buy games. Like it's awful. It literally is, And I know some GameStops are much nicer than the one that I have near me, but the one I have near me, it might as well be a garage sale. I have never seen such a shit show when it comes to a store. And I grew up, to get a little background on Don, I grew up in the back of a Radio Shack. My dad was the guy that used to go to those stores and clean up house when Radio Shack was a thing, right? Not what it is now, where they sell cell phone cases and bullshit. But you actually sell like electronics and actual resistors and stuff like that. I grew up soldering as a kid and stuff like that, and I knew how the store had to be and how things need to be arranged and how everything. Every time I go to the GameStop, it is a complete shit show. It is literally the epitome of a garage sale. Every time I go into one of those things, it's never represented well. And this is how people look at gamers, or people that are non-gamers that go and buy a game. They go into these stores, and this is the type of shit they put up with. Man, they couldn't go away quicker, in my opinion. I'm sick of dealing with them.
Well,
to be honest with you.
The more digital sales increase, the more physical sales decrease, the more desperate GameStop is going to get. You know what I'm saying? So eventually they are going to go away, because eventually, like it or not, everything's going all digital. But yo, Foos, you were going to say something, homie?
Oh, no, I was just going to ask if y'all GameStops have the really destroyed game discs on the counter when you walk up. What is that all about? You don't have that? My GameStop actually has
I saw that.
tore up discs sitting there.
I never knew what that meant, though.
Is that for selling insurance? Is that what it is? It just
maybe that's what I'm thinking now that Xbox said that. Maybe that's what they're trying to say. This could happen to your disc, but that shit, nah. It looked like somebody took scissors to it, chewed on it a little bit.
It's funny. There's probably one of the employees did all that shit to it.
I just never understood it. It was.
But see the thing is, like, I have personal experience with these guys, and I know how crooked they can be, and that's why I'm so adamant against them. And then not only that, but for the whole like pre-owned game space and how that takes away money from the developers, to the point where the developers are trying to get as much money as they can up front for their launch titles, like within like the first week or two or whatnot. They're trying to get as much money as they can, because they know eventually that pre-owned gaming space is just going to suck their title in there, and then they're not going to see any money to grow their studio, to make ends meet, and to stay a viable game developer. And the pre-owned space, man, once I realized that, like, I was adamant about not shopping at GameStop or anything that does that whole pre-owned stuff, man.
But I don't want to criminalize anyone that buys something used because they don't really know, sort of thing. But if you do know, here's what I encourage for people to do: buy digital. How many times have you bought something and you regret selling it or whatever, just to buy the next thing? Mm-hmm. Buy something digital. And if it's not the right price, then wait. Simple as that. I know you want to play because it's now and stuff like that, but if it's not the right price for you, wait. If you do that, what will happen is more copies will, more money will go to the developers. The sooner those games can actually drop in price. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So if the developers get their cut sooner, and they realize, okay, now they see a drop in sales, that's when they'll drop the price. So, let the market dictate it. Buy new, but buy new what makes sense for you. So you can get the price you want. Developer gets the money that they want, right? At the end of the day, and everybody wins. The only person that doesn't win is the brick and mortar retailers that basically they're willing to bite the hand that feeds them. And that's their problem, really. At the end of the day, don't make that your problem. If you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Well, guys, let's move on to a little bit of hardware talk, because AMD finally came out and started talking about their system on a chip type configurations when it came to the Ryzen CPU and the Vega GPU, and I believe it's called Raven Ridge. Don, I'm accurate with that, right? Raven Ridge?
Yeah, that is. Yeah, that's what they're calling it right now. They may change the name, just kind of like they changed Ryzen to, it was Zen before, and now it was Ryzen. They may change it when it finally comes out, but that's what they're calling it for now. So
Now there seems to be with this whole Raven Ridge, there seems to be, I believe it was like at least 17 different variations of this sock, and varying in power. And not only that, they had a couple of them using that high bandwidth memory or HBM. They also had some using the DDR4, which is actually pretty much the upgraded version of DDR3. Something that's good for the memory that's really good for multitasking and stuff. It's not the GDDR because GDDR actually helps with graphics, but the DDR is good for that whole multitasking on hardware and stuff like that. And the thing about this is it's releasing at the end of this year. Hey guys, do you know any hardware that is launching around the end of this year? I don't know, maybe holidays.
Yep.
Yeah, Newark. What would
Apple
that be,
TV?
man? Apple TV.
That beast of a console, the Scorpio.
Scorpio. Now, guys, I gotta ask you guys with the announcement of this Raven Ridge, 17 different variations, different. So basically, different levels of power within these. Actually, they call them APUs. Um, do you guys see this as a sign of what's inside the Scorpio, or do you just see this as coincidence? And we'll start with.
It's a no brainer.
Go ahead, Newark. Say how you
No,
feel.
it's a no brainer. Like I always said, if it was gonna be, with everybody running around saying these digital foundry rumors and all of that, the console would have released last year. It's a no brainer. Microsoft going with the latest and greatest from AMD, so I'm like, since that, I'm truly convinced that that's what's going to be in that console.
Nice.
So you think it's gonna be part of the Raven Ridge family? That's kind of your call at this point.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
That's kind of the same boat I'm in. I feel like it can't be a coincidence when everything just points to the same time frames, and then you see these conferences where, like we were talking about before with the Ryzen announcement, and the conference was showing the Xbox Scorpio with it, like right next to it. So it makes too much sense.
Yeah, definitely. That was one of the biggest things when you saw the picture and with that Ryzen booth, and then all of a sudden it said Project Scorpio on the screen, and people were still kind of skeptical. They don't put those booths together and then just put whatever on the screen that's displaying to people walking by and stuff. They do that shit for a reason. You know what I'm
It's all
saying?
subliminal.
Even that,
It was also a closed booth, so it was industry people that are coming through there.
Yeah.
yeah,
It wasn't just like random people like us. So
yeah, and I still look at the name of the mall on Dead Rising 4, like that Easter egg. That, I don't know, that was insane to me. The same logo and everything.
That was a good spot, man. You got good eyes for that, because like at first I didn't know exactly what you were talking about when you said at the store, and then I looked into it more. You shared the picture and stuff. I was like,
Yeah,
damn,
Dorian Bumpus had found it out, and I shared his picture.
that's crazy. That's crazy. So the Don, me and you have been very vocal about hardware when it comes to the Scorpio and everything. Do you see this
Mhm.
whole Raven Ridge kind of like release as coincidence, or do you think it's showing what is in the Scorpio?
I don't think it's coincidence, but I do have a couple questions for you because apparently you've seen some stuff that I haven't on the Raven Ridge stuff. I've seen a lot of the CPU leaks, and I can tell you right now those are pretty close to accurate. So all the different variants that you've seen on there, those are pretty much accurate. I can tell you that one for a fact.
Okay.
But I haven't seen 17 variants on the Raven Ridge. I've only seen 2.
Two.
What have you? Yeah, what have you seen, Bot?
Man,
I'm
I
a
would
little
have
bit
to go back
confused.
into the link and check that out. While I'm doing that, what what did you see on those two, if you can say anything?
So the two. So I saw some interesting things. So the two that I saw, there were both 4-core, I think 8-thread CPU on the CPU side of the APU, and I forgot what was the specs on the GPU portion of that APU. but they were using both. And the interesting thing, and this falls along details I've heard from AMD, is Vega is one of the most flexible GPU designs, most scalable GPU designs they have made to date, right? So, which automatically puts it within the Scorpio timeframe and everything else. And the reason why I keep saying Vega is part of it, not the 12 T-flop one, obviously, that within the specs that Microsoft talked about just a little bit more, most likely. And the problem is I haven't seen any of the Raven Ridge stuff that meets the possible spec, but we all know that Microsoft's doing something custom in regards to that. So that's the reason why I'm curious of the 17 you've seen. The other interesting thing is the memory. The one I saw was with HBM2 and GDDR4.
Oh wow!
So it was doing both types of memory. So not only this is the most scalable type setup, but it's also flexible. So that sort of answer changes everything. I didn't think that was what they were doing with far as an APU construction between the two that was possible. And so now knowing that that's a possibility, you have, when people talk about the memory bandwidth on that sort of stuff, you can't just say 12 gigabytes of GDDR5 anymore. It could really be anything because that's the bare minimum spec, right? And they can play around with it. I don't think we're going to see HBM in the next console.
So
I don't think it's cost prohibitive at the point. I think this is one of those things that we're just kind of waiting to see, and you looking at the cost of it, it's just not making any sense in regards to that. But doesn't mean they don't do GDDR4 with a mix of GDDR5. Something along those lines. So, those are all possibilities, and why they would mix it up or do a unified memory, that's entirely up to Microsoft and their decision making. But it does bring some interesting questions for sure. I want to see more of what you have as far as the Raven Ridge stuff.
Yeah,
sure.
I unfortunately I had it on my phone. I don't know if I wiped it out. I'm gonna actually have to go and track it down again. My apologies, dude. But with what you were saying about the high bandwidth memory or the HBM, I remember me and you when we're going into talking about like the memory and stuff, and kind of like doing like predictions and stuff. The one thing we didn't agree on was the fact, I was like, man, I don't think it's going to be high bandwidth memory, and you're like, well, don't be so sure about that. So now you're basically you're bringing it back and saying, nah, no HBM in the Scorpio,
Yeah,
right?
because you got to remember, we did that right around
Did that a while ago.
Yeah, early rumors came out before the before E3, right? And I think shout out to Crap. Crap did a lot more leaking on his part than I would say most YouTubers at the time.
Yeah.
And he spilled the beans, right? And before we heard the final specs, as far as like the brief kind of outline that Phil Spencer did on E3 stage, right? And I threw out HBM just because I knew that we didn't know what the price was going to drop, and it was a huge memory is one of the biggest problems with designing any console these days. Emina says HBM is overkill. It has never developed a single texture in their life. Honestly, in my opinion, anyone that says any sort of piece of hardware is overkill, they don't need that.
Don is getting snappy. Yeah.
But I mean, that's simply not true. Now, what's practical from a price point, that's a whole nother story, right? And so where I was speaking is I didn't know exactly where the price was going to land. No one really knew at that time frame, not even Microsoft or even AMD, right? As we got closer and closer to that date, and I've backed off on the whole HBM earlier on, and even you at times maybe thought they may have a little bit of it in the hardware.
Yeah.
And the reality is, I just don't think it's cost prohibitive enough at the end of the day. It's not only about making a powerful console, but it's about making a balanced console in the right price point as well. And so I just don't think the HBM is going to be in there. But I have stood strong on Zen and Vega being basically the framework of the hardware since the very beginning, and it's looking more and more like that. And you look at the time frame of these APUs, part of the development of, I'm sure Scorpio has a lot to do with development of this stuff as well. What you learn from one, it does get passed on to the other. So all this stuff adds up, and it makes sense. And they're playing on finalized hardware right now. So I mean, that's within the development time of finalizing all the other variants that are going to be out there. So all that stuff kind of makes sense. I mean, there's some things are going to change. I don't think they've 100% decided the RAM, because that's one of the more flexible things you can change at the last minute. But I think the APU, or if they are not doing an APU, all that stuff's in construction right now. The chips are in production as we speak. So.
All right, I got you, man. Yo, Foos,
I got a question.
what's up?
So, in order for Microsoft to deliver on what, when they're saying they're making this most powerful console ever made, and they're giving us the 4K gaming without any compromises, quotes, what other AMD APU or anything like that would have a close enough configuration to what we know the Scorpio is supposed to have, like the 8 cores and the 320 gigabyte? Is there anything
There's
similar?
nothing on the market. There's nothing on the market. So the argument is, okay, if they're not using an existing APU, they can use, say, a CPU GPU combination that's not an APU, right? 2 separate chips, or they can do, or be developing an APU, which is kind of ideal for consoles, just for size, heat management, things like that. There's a lot of things. The reason why APUs are good for console design. Also, they can do like stuff like unified memory, which basically they can kind of rob Peter to pay Paul between like the memory between the GPU side of things and the CPU side of things, depending on what the load is and what's going on. So it allows the design to be quite flexible for a fixed piece of hardware. So, but yeah, you're right. There's nothing that lines up as of today, right now on the market. There's not a single thing that even lines up on in their offerings.
Okay.
Well, all right, guys. I don't know. Like me, Don. There's a few other people that were saying about the possibility about Ryzen Vega, being in the Scorpio, and of course, nothing has been announced yet and everything like that. But when you start reading between the lines and you start seeing, certain releases for like the APU, certain things that were talked about with the Ryzen CPU, Vega being the most scalable GPU to date, and stuff like that. I mean, I'm not telling everybody to go out there and just shout from rooftops that this is what's going to happen, but it's what I've been saying, and there's nothing to show me any different right now. I know people will point to that whole white paper thing where they were basically talking about games that were going to be able to be played on the Xbox One S and the Xbox One like launch system as well. That's what I saw from that white paper, and that white paper didn't tell me anything different in terms of the hardware and stuff like that. So I'm still rolling with the Ryzen Vega, Raven Ridge. I think that's what's going to be in the Scorpio, and there's nothing that has been put out there or shown to tell me anything different. I don't know if you guys agree to that or not.
Well, what do you see the Ryzen leak of the low power 65 watt CPU that was 8 cores, 16 threads, slightly lower clock?
No,
And that one was.
I didn't see that. Yeah.
That one was that one was expected retail between like 325 to 375, and we don't know if those are retail numbers or those are what the wholesalers get. But either way, like that for 375 for that high end of a CPU is ridiculous. That puts it within console like range, price, and spec for the sheer numbers that those guys will do. Imagine if that was a whole, what you would pay at retail, right?
Yeah.
You know that like Dell and something like that, they're making about 20% off each one of those chips. 20 to 15% off. Profit on each one of those chips, right? Imagine if AMD had a partnership with Microsoft, which they do, which means they don't, they take a little, they don't take as big of a cut, say with those deals with like Microsoft and stuff like that to win over those contracts. So, you're talking about, possibly a 35 to 40% price difference for Microsoft. You take 325, knock 40% off. the math adds up that it's not too far out of the range of possibly being in the box. And I'm not overshooting for the customer. I'm being realistic about the numbers. They're adding up for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Anybody else have anything to say about Ryzen Vega, Raven Ridge? Do you guys think this is what's going to be in the Scorpio as well, right?
Yep, $499 US.
Yep.
Nice.
You're sticking to that price, aren't you?
Yeah, because they slim, they 2 terabyte slim was 400, but you know,
No, I
we'll see.
respect that.
But
Yeah, I
Microsoft,
respect that.
you know, I'll see it as $499.
Okay. All right. Yo, Foos, what do you think, man?
Yeah, everything for me, it looks like that's what it's going to be. I'm with you on this.
All right. Beautiful, beautiful. Guys, let's see. The next thing on the list is kind of like within the industry and within the community of gamers, there's this rumor that just won't die. I believe our boy Frank from 343 came out at one point in time and said that there is going to be no Halo 3 anniversary, which to me didn't make any sense at that point in time because for people who know Halo, the story of Halo, Halos 1, 2, and 3 are in fact one story. They did anniversaries for 1 and 2. Now, I know with the Master Chief Collection, they did some upgrades on the lighting for Halo 3 and they up-resed it, but it didn't get that anniversary treatment. And like I said, within the industry and within the community of gamers out there, this rumor just will not die. It's actually picking up speed again. People are talking about it again. There seemed to be another kind of like picture or video of a title screen that said Halo 3 anniversary. I got to touch on this subject again. So, yo, Newark, what do you think about Halo 3 anniversary? Do you think it's gonna come out, man?
Nope, Master Chief Collection done ruined every anniversary going forward. I don't think there's going to be a Halo Anniversary Part 3. Phil Spencer came out and said there's no Halo first person shooters this year. And Halo Wars 2 was coming out this year, and it's usually you don't see 2 Halo titles in one year. But
Hmm.
I don't even, I mean, like 3 they could remaster it so it could be like Halo 2, but it's not needed, man. I don't think it's needed.
I want it though. I might not need
Yeah,
it, but I
but
want it.
yeah, but then when Halo Master Chief Collection works, they probably look at that and see how many people are actually playing that game, and there's probably a lot of people out here who wouldn't really care about a Halo 3 anniversary. I mean, I would love it. That's like one of my favorite Halos, but the majority, I don't think it's coming out this year.
Oh wow. All right, man. I don't know. See, like, yo, there was a point in time, and Crap Gamer, yo, he kind of brought this up yesterday on Game Recognized Game that Phil Spencer came out at one point in time and said that something about they have no interest like making another Gears or something like that, and then within a couple weeks after that, they had bought the Gears franchise from Epic. So there has been points in time where people in Xbox said no about something, and it turned out to be true. Now Newark, what you said about like no 2 Halos within the same year. When I look at Halo Wars 2, that is a specialized game. That's RTS, made by Creative Assembly. You know, uh, and I don't see that as like it's a Halo game, but it's kind of like it's a spin-off Halo game. So
Yeah.
to me, that still leaves that door open for um another Halo. But that's just my opinion. I don't know, yo.
Hey,
I
bye.
think
What
I
up?
think hold on one second. I think we will get even before Halo 6, I think we would get like a ODST type spinoff about the story of Agent Locke and his crew. I would love that. But
It,
I don't
That
know.
would be
Even
cool.
yeah, even probably before, because a lot of the things are in the books, and you got the casual Halo fans who just love the game and don't really go into the books, but still love the story. A game coming out telling more about Agent Locke crew and Like, I think that'd be good too. But
I
the
got,
anniversary, I don't know, man. Like, hopefully, but I don't see it.
I got you. Yo, what were you about to say, Foos?
I was just gonna say, how would you feel if when Halo 6 comes out, they package it with that like a Call of Duty move?
Like
Amazing.
that would be the only way to get it?
Because
Well, I would hope they wouldn't do that much, but just to pack in some way,
Well, see,
kind of
to
tie them
me,
together.
to me, when you say Call of Duty move, that's like the only way to get it. And I would be one of the first people in the front line, like saying that was dog shit, and
Yeah,
kind of like protesting that.
but,
There's no way,
but
no.
I don't know
I
because
feel you.
they don't have us pay for DLC like that, you know. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. I don't think 343 would actually go to that extent or whatnot. I don't know. I just feel like it is the anniversary coming up for Halo 3. And to me, I got this thing about common sense, man. Like it's a part of my thinking and stuff like that. And if they did the two out of the three parts of one story, right, and they did anniversaries for both of those, then you would naturally expect an anniversary for the third and last part, like no matter what. I I don't see how that would not happen. Yo, Don, what do you think about this, man?
Um, it kind of
Um,
reminds me of it. You know how like when parents like say you're not getting something for Christmas, but you
Mm-hmm.
get it for Christmas. You know what I mean? You know, I have a feeling he doesn't. That gray area for Phil and the crew that works over there at Xbox. It really is. They love to surprise the gamer. They love to have that moment for the gamer, and they want to preserve that, even if it lets somebody temporarily down, just for a little bit. They have that effect. Now, I can see them, looking at it. It's like, okay, we don't want this Halo 3 say anniversary overlooking anything of what we're really trying to lean on this holiday season with some of the lesser established IPs that we know of today, right? So Crackdown, Sea of Thieves, those sort of things. So I can see them still announce, if they do, and this is the question, I don't really think they are, but if they actually do a Halo 3 anniversary, I can see that coming out, but it coming out within a year's time of the actual E3 showing. So not coming in 2017, but coming in early 2018, around this time next year. I can see them doing something along those lines, and that wouldn't cannibalize their new IP during the holiday. It would be giving that fanfare on the off service, and it would be not lying to their consumers. It would fit all those criteriums.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it makes sense to me. I love it when rumors don't die. Like even when our boy Frank over at 343 comes out and says, no, it's not going to be like when it doesn't die. There's something there. There's either somebody at 343 talking to somebody who's then in turn talking to somebody who's then in turn who doesn't want to say names and stuff like that. It's kind of fueling this and stuff, and that's what it seems like to me. And I
What
would.
about what Phil said?
What did Phil say?
Phil tweeted that there's no Halo first person shooter this year. He tweeted that.
Yeah, early 2018.
And again, Phil said something about
It wouldn't be an anniversary because Halo 3 came out in '07, right? So that wouldn't
Do you
be
think they need to release an anniversary time frame?
what they always do though. Like that November,
That's true.
yeah, that November Halo release is crucial. And I think Halo Wars 2 was supposed to come out in November, but it got delayed.
Huh. See, the thing is, like when you talk about Phil, we're gonna go back to the whole thing about Gears. You know what I'm saying? He did state at one point in time something like that. They didn't have an interest in Gears at that point. Epic had the franchise and stuff. 2 weeks later, like about 2 weeks later or so, there it was. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, because
Xbox bought the
they
franchise.
were yeah, exactly.
So like I take it with a grain of salt right there. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know. Like it would be interesting if it's not this year. Then the anniversary year passed. Let's just be honest there. There won't be one if it's not this year. So, with that being said, I'm gonna still lean towards the fact that there is one coming out. I'm gonna go against the grain when it comes to Phil.
Well, my thing is,
Uh oh, is that all day?
why?
We got,
Got
we
all
got it
day
all day
back.
in here?
Yeah. My thing
Yeah,
is
yeah.
that with the with the Master Chief Collection, do you really think they'll redo 3, even though we already had it?
I think, like I was saying, I think the Master Chief Collection ruined all future Halo anniversary. Like,
Right.
it's
Right.
over, man.
Dude, if
I don't
they're
know. I
hyping
don't know if
this
they're
and
gonna
they
double
see
dip
enough,
like that.
if they see enough people interested, I would think that they would do something.
There's
I
not going to
don't
be
know,
enough
man.
people though.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So all day. What are your general thoughts? Like just because the Master Chief
I don't.
Collection,
I,
it wasn't an anniversary though.
yeah, it wasn't redone, right? It was just the game, right?
Yeah.
Halo 2
I
anniversary.
mean, yeah. I
The
don't know,
Halo
man.
2 anniversary. It was a Halo
I
2
just
anniversary, and they just added
uh,
everything else in it. That's why they remastered Halo 2.
I don't know. I feel like it's beating a dead horse, man. I know that's a lot of people's, favorite Halo. It's one of my favorites, besides 2, and I just don't care about seeing it come back at all. You know what I mean? Like, if I want to play it, I can go play it. I mean, it is pretty amazing when you go and play the Master Chief Collection and you hit your start button and you see the difference between the old gen and this gen and upgraded graphics, and it is impressive, but I moved on, man. You know what I mean? So for them to double dip like that, you know what I'm saying? For them to double dip, it would feel like a reach, kinda. And I don't
Yeah,
really
you
like
think the
that too much,
Last of
man.
Us was? You think the Last of Us was around too long?
Right.
Shit.
That was that was a grab reach around. That wasn't a reach, man. That was a reach around. They did that shit how many times? But I just want to see Xbox push forward, man. Fuck the remaster shit. I don't care, man. Just push forward, man. Stop looking back. You know what I mean?
I got you. Well, yo, dude, since you're here, man, we're gonna backtrack a little bit, and I'm gonna ask you a couple things like that we had previously talked about. First of all, the Beam integration, man. I think you came in at that point in time. I think you were
Yeah.
ordering something supersized at a fast food place or something. Couldn't
Oh
really.
yeah, man. Getting that foot long. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? I want everything but the
You know
olives.
what
Yeah.
you're
What's up?
talking about.
All right, so Beam got integrated into the system. First of all, a lot of people on
Right.
hit up Twitter talking about the UI, the glitches to the UI and stuff, and how shit wasn't working on their Xbox One. Basically, I'm just gonna put it out plain as day. Uh, Dude, do you have any thoughts about like the Beam integration? Have you checked it out at all? You were probably working and stuff. Do you know if you have it on your system, man?
Well, I pushed the, I guess people say, push the guide button, and then it should be popped up where, on the side it'll say like broadcast Beam or whatever. I didn't see anything. I checked if I had any updates. I didn't have any updates. But I do know when
There's
I
no
pop
update.
out.
You got a Harvey Xbox.
Oh, you got a Harvey said, okay, I'll do that later. But
Yeah.
I did notice last night or the night before, I was when I bring up my home button, I noticed my friends list is really jittery, like real bad. Like it kind of like it has little Tourette's in it. Like when you scroll down, it'll jolt every time you scroll.
Just
What the
Harvey
fuck?
said. Just Harvey said
And
you'll
then
be good.
yeah, I'll do that. But no, I haven't checked out Beam or know if I got it yet. But I'll definitely check it out. Is it actually is it in working condition right now?
It's amazing. I mean, you won't look back at Twitch. It's amazing. I mean, it's instantly. You just start broadcasting and you just broadcast, and it's just so seamless, man.
Nice, and I can still use my
And the
headset. People can
latency
hear
is
me and all that.
amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, they even have
Okay, I'm gonna have to
have an
check that out.
option. They have an option within your Xbox to include your party chat in your Beam stream. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they about to get some explicit shit tonight. No, I'm just joking. But I mean, you know what? All it needs, I mean, this is the perfect time for up and comers to grow with this system. You know what I mean? To grow with this service, and push it just like Twitch does. You know what I mean? This is everybody get a chance to showcase their ability and stream and enjoy, man. We're here we're early adapters, man. That's a good thing.
Definitely. All right.
So
All right. On to the next thing. Did you see the link in the DM about GameStop and what they were doing with their promotion for Pro Day, in terms of picking 1,000 random people and giving them the option to pre-order for a Switch?
what?
Yeah, dude, they're gonna pick throughout the day. Throughout the day, they were gonna pick 1,000 random people, and like no discounts, no real incentives or anything like that. But they were just gonna pick 1,000 random people and give them the option to be able to pre-order
What is
the
it, Foot
Switch.
Locker? Look, I'm a sneakerhead. You know what I'm saying? I buy shoes. Basically, how it works in a sneaker game is that when you want to get GRs, which is general releases, you got to get a raffle ticket. And most of them do it online now, but some of them still do it by, a regular raffle ticket. You go in there, you pick your size, you put your phone number down, and if they draw your name on the day it comes out, they give you the option to buy it or not. You don't have to pick it up. So GameStop is pulling some shit like that, bruh. That is crazy.
Bruh.
You mean to tell me I have to be selected to spend my money? Really?
Well, I guess it's a special promotion. Like the pre-orders weren't
What's so
opened up.
special?
The
What's special
pre-orders
about that?
weren't opened up yet, and I guess they struck a deal with Nintendo to be able to do a select number of pre-orders, and this is the way they decided to promote it. Now, can you imagine, like, if somebody went in looking for, I don't know, Xbox One S, couple games and stuff like that, and all of a sudden somebody taps them on the shoulder, you've been selected to pre-order the Switch.
what?
Like, to pre-order the Switch. Don't you want the Switch? Like,
And then as you're standing there, you see like 20 hands snapping in your face.
yeah.
Microsoft better not play
I
no
just
games
pictured
when the
balloons
Scorpio come
falling
out.
from the ceiling when that happens.
Yeah.
You've been selected.
And then he goes right back up. Zoop.
Oh, man.
All day, come on down. You've been selected to pre-order the Switch.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's bullshit. Like honestly, bro, like it's getting really ridiculous the way if you know what you want to buy, is it working like that in Walmart? Because Walmart sold out physically, right? You can't go in there and pre-order anymore, right?
I don't think so. Not right now.
No retailers, right? No nationwide needs retailers.
No.
So I guess it's kind of okay in a way, for the people that didn't get a chance to yet. You know what I mean? I get that. But my thing is, fuck all the bullshit. Are you guys gonna get enough shipped for these pre-orders? You know what I mean? That's my concern.
Dude, it's just
Are you guys
funny.
gonna have enough?
Yo, it's funny to me, like I said, that there were no incentives. It wasn't at a discount, and it's like, dude, like, how do you know everybody in the store isn't, they're have any interest in this thing? Like, dude, it's not like
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know,
All
man.
day, you got to hear the number that they're releasing. Well, what's the number, bot? Tell them just real quick.
Oh, you guys know a
How many
number
Switches?
too? Oh
What?
no.
1,000?
How many Switches?
Oh.
It's 1,000.
Yeah.
They're selecting 1,000.
Wait, 1,000 per
Across
store?
the nation. No,
I-
We
I
don't know.
believe-
We don't know.
I believe it was across the nation, man. I'm gonna stand by that. I believe it was across the nation because I was,
1,000?
yeah.
Yes.
I hope that's per store. But I really, really doubt it. I think that's maybe 1,000 for California, maybe, or 1,000 per state, maybe.
Yeah. Dude, Ouya does better than that. Come on.
Come on, man. See,
Come on.
they're making the more I want to support the Switch, the more they make me want to back out and flip it as soon as I get it, man.
Yeah, like
As soon as I get it, I might flip it, bro. Honestly. Hey, anybody in the comment section, hit me up. You got that good money, you can get a good game.
I got you,
know what I
man.
mean?
And the other thing we went through was about AMD and their whole Ryzen Vega. It's called the APU. It's basically a system on a chip. It's called Raven Ridge, and Raven Ridge has been announced to be released at the end of 2017. Now, the funny thing about that is, the end of 2017, that's around the holiday of 2017.
Right.
That's when the Scorpio releases. So I went through and asked the panel. I was like, do you think this is just coincidence, or is this kind of like proof for you that the Ryzen CPU, the Vega GPU is actually gonna be the heart and brains of the Project Scorpio, man? What do you think about that, dude?
It very well could be. I mean, when most things get released to the public, certain retailers have it before, or companies that are using it have it before. They buy it wholesale, they get it at a cheaper price, and they might get it a couple months earlier. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's definitely a possibility that it's in there. I don't see why not. And then if it's not, then oh well. But I think the possibilities are high. You know what I mean? Which is great.
Does this news that this kind of like APU releasing around that same time, now does that more solidify that is probably the probability there, or is it just?
I think so.
All right.
I think so.
I got you, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Guys, on that note, I actually ran out of topics, man. We actually about an hour and a half.
Oh, did you guys talk about the little what's that, Sniper Ghost Warrior or whatever? They had
no, we didn't.
They changed their policy.
Oh, they did.
Man, we could freestyle for a minute. We could think of some topics or something and just talk about it a little.
Yeah, go ahead, man. So what do you guys say about the sniper?
I guess remember, since Phil's tweeted out, I'm gonna go check this out. This is bullshit.
Yeah, he said he don't like it. About the Xbox crew having to pay for DLC and everybody else don't. And he said he don't like that. So he's gonna find out what's going on with that.
Okay. Did anything happen from that, or?
Yeah. So basically now
I haven't heard nothing else.
Somebody posted on Twitter. I'm trying to find it right now.
Oh man, you're trying to dig through Twitter.
I guess basically, I guess when you pre-order, you get the season pass. It doesn't say that for Xbox, but it says you get bonus content. And then when you look at the fine print on both consoles, PS4 and Xbox, they get the exact same content. So they changed up.
Really?
So
discreetly.
Yeah.
Phil had to go choke somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a good thing, man. That's good, man. That shit was unfair, man. You know what I mean? So
dude, and it's cool that if everything's changed and it's back to even. But dude, I do have to say it was a bullshit move to begin with. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It was something that if it went through all the way through, like, that could have serious repercussions for future titles coming out. Because it'd be like, well, if a developer for some reason turns a stank eye to a certain platform, they still want to make the game on the platform because they want to make the money, but they're not just gonna they're not gonna give them the extra trimmings and stuff like that. Like, if this one went through like that, that would have opened the door for other developers to do the same thing, right, man?
Right.
Yo, Doc,
dude, I can't imagine people doing this stuff like that. I mean, it blows my mind. Like, seriously, like, I prefer Xbox. I prefer that platform over PlayStation. I made that very, very clear, right? But if I'm going to put something on PlayStation, I'm going to put my best foot forward, and I'm going to treat the people that buy my product as a customer, right? Treat them like a proper customer and not treat them like shit. And at the end of the day, let's say the developer has a problem with Microsoft. That's a him and Microsoft problem. That's not the in customer's problem. Why are you making it the in customer's problem because you got a beef or something like that, or you prefer a particular platform or not? It makes absolutely zero sense to me.
Well, Don, what about if somebody was more sensitive than the other average gamer and they really took offense and say they really got their feelings hurt? You know what I mean? There's people out there like that. They feel shunned out. That sucks.
Well, that's then again. There's some things that are, you don't treat customers like that. At the end of the day, I think developers sometimes forget people that buy their products are customers. Right. And they need to treat them as such. I think there's a little bit of a gap there. And obviously not all developers or anything like that, but they forget that. And, and customers sometimes, they sometimes forget the right way to go about it sometimes too, right? It's a catch-22 on both sides. There are customers that probably can go about it the right way. You don't want to reward the person that's being, in business, the normal business world, when someone's being an asshole, you take care of them, but you want to make sure, you don't want to reward the assholes versus the person's being real patient and then they get the shaft, right? So, it's just basic business 101. Like, I don't get this sort of thing. Like, I most likely will probably have my title on one platform before the other because that's what I'll probably be able to afford and that's what I'll probably end up getting funding for. Just being realistic. But at the end of the day, when I do move it to the other platform, I'm going to put my best foot forward and I'm going to treat those people as a customer. Simple as that. And and treat them well, especially because if they have to wait as far as that goes. So say if I put it on Xbox first and put it on Sony's platform later, I'm going to at least make them feel good about the fact that they wait, and I'm going to make sure that I take advantage of that hardware that they personally bought to the best of its ability. And the same thing vice versa for Microsoft. If I did it on Sony's platform and could do it on the other, that's putting the customer first, and that's what developers at the end of the day need to keep in mind. That's what you're there to do. In regards to, there's so many means to connect with a customer. Now, I mean, this is why I do what I do here on Next, is because it's for me to not to get on too high of a soapbox, right, as a developer, and always have that connection with the customer, with the community, those sort of people. And that's important for me in order to develop a good product, right?
Right. Yeah, like shout out to Jazz, man. He said, this is what he said on Twitter. He said, professional trolling is rising the popularity as a marketing tactic, and I think with Sniper Ghost Warrior 3, that's what they attempted here. And that's unfortunate, man.
Dude,
you think they did it for attention?
Well, of course. I mean, the game's gonna sell like shit anyway. I don't know. See, that's why. Why are you so cocky? Your game's only gonna sell maybe 100 copies. How are you guys still around?
Dude,
those games aren't good.
98 copies.
Bro, check this out. How many? Okay, when I played it, look, boom. Boom, got him. Yeah, boom, got him. Man, fuck this game. How many times can you watch that damn kill cam? Are you serious? That shit is so lame. There's only so many ways you can shoot a dude in the balls, in his temple, in his stomach, and without that much variation. You know what I mean?
Dude, you'd be surprised how many people would be entertained by that in and out. Like, I'm in your boat, dude. Trust me. Like, there's only so many times you could do that before it's like, what's next? But there are people
watch live streams of Tetris.
There are people out there.
Yeah.
Dude, you probably be. I can just imagine as soon as he pulls the trigger, he runs up to the TV. Oh
no! I got him in the left testicle. Oh.
It was kind of like, do you guys remember Blitz when they did when you used the newer type of Blitz? It was like 2003 or 4 when you used to tackle, you used to break their nuts and break their that got old really quick too. I think anything that kind of cuts,
it was like that Mortal Kombat X-Ray.
Right. Yeah. It's just
game design 101. You take control away from the gamer. They only will put up with that shit for so long until they get frustrated, right? Exactly, so that's why cutscenes are not very well received, and it's all about timing and pacing and that sort of stuff, right?
Like, so, Don, did you play Deus Ex or Deus Ex?
I didn't. It just didn't really resonate with me. I like the game. I like the graphic design of that game, though. To be honest, with you.
I do too. But you know what made me retract from the game was that when you do a stealth kill. And it goes into a cutscene every time, and the same one at that.
How long's the cutscene?
Huh?
How long's the cutscene?
A couple seconds, man.
It's a few seconds.
Couple seconds, man.
Oh, a couple seconds. It's fast. You snap him in the neck. Get down, punk. Shit like that, and then it's over. And it's like for all the time though, like that shit. It really makes me retract from the game.
Well, then don't assassinate him, man.
Does it break from the flow of the gameplay? Is that what's going on?
It does a little, man. It's a little jarring.
A little bit, yeah.
It does
because it's weird. If you talk about assassinations like on Halo, it doesn't happen very often, right? But it's almost like a reward, right? It's not that long.
Mm-hmm.
The animation to it, it's almost a reward, right? But if you did that every time you meleeed a Spartan, that would get annoying really quick, right?
Really quick.
Yeah. So there's a fine line when you remove control from somebody. the gamer gets frustrated with the game. You don't want to do that. That's the whole point of a game, right? It's interactiveness. You don't want to do that too much, and if you do it too often, too much, or too long, it frustrates people. I mean, that's why, even though Rise is a pretty decent game, it's not a great game, but it's an okay game. That's probably one of the reasons why people don't like Rise legitimately, not like just haters. They just don't really like Rise a whole lot because half that game is about interacting with this cutscene when you go into the kind of whole assassination type blue button, yellow button.
That's what I loved about it.
Dude, yeah, I actually liked that because there were so many different ways. Like when you started doing the multi-person assassinations and stuff like that, like, yo, the way they did that in Rise, it was actually, it was really well done, man. I don't know.
It is well done, but what I'm saying though, there's a very stark contrast why people like it and why people legitimately disliked it. And so I get it. Like I get those people why they dislike it. It's that fundamental thing. You take away that control, you go through that cutscene.
Hold on, man. I got it. Yo, huge shout out to my personal troll. The big Kahuna is in the chat. Yo, what's going on, Kahuna? How you doing, man?
Big Kahuna been missing in action, man. What's going on, man?
Dude,
what's good, man?
Yo,
Nice.
I used to live stream Power Star Golf, and he was in there constantly talking shit, telling me how much better he is. Yet I never saw his gamer tag take over any of my scores. That's all I gotta say, man. Yo, good
Hey,
to
fellas.
see you, Kahuna. Yo, what up,
Yo,
man?
did any of y'all pay attention to the Windows Developer Day
Nah.
No.
when they was talking about the key UWP features and APIs? Was saying how they was bringing the games and apps from the Windows Store to the Xbox One, and one of the game actually the crazy part about it is the Fallout Shelter. Somebody asked the developer, "Are they bringing the game to the PS4?" And they said, no, we haven't shipped the game on consoles. We shipped the game on Windows 10 and it went to Xbox One.
Mhm.
They haven't even developed the game for Xbox One. They developed it for Windows 10 and it's just on the Xbox One. You know what I'm saying? So I look at how they merging the stores like that, but I think it's amazing, man. And then they talked about the Dolby Atmos, that you could actually get Dolby Atmos with just regular headphones. So if you go to everybody who are in preview right now, and if you go to your system settings and go to video and audio, and you go to the HDMI audio or the headset audio, you can actually select Dolby Atmos, but it would take you to a link to download the app from the Xbox store, but the app isn't available yet. So I think once you download the app, it's a huge download. You'll be able to get Dolby Atmos, and Dolby Atmos is amazing sound. But the amazing thing about it is, with just a regular headset, you can experience Dolby Atmos. You know what I'm saying? Then the actual app itself is gonna have like its own marketplace where they're gonna put all the games and movies on that's available on the Xbox One that support Dolby Atmos. So I think that's amazing.
Yeah,
Also,
so the sound processor is going to be built into the hardware. So it's very similar to like when you buy like a Turtle Beach, and they have that little 7.1 box that your fiber optic cable connects to, and then that has a separate power supply.
But they tell you to turn that off too. They said disable all, all of that.
Yeah, so basically what that does is it processes all that, and
So we're getting a virtual 7.1 then?
Yeah, that's basically what he's talking
Dolby
about.
Atmos is not 7.1. Dolby Atmos is like 5.1.4 or 0.2. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, those are like the height speakers or whatever. So for instance, if you got your headset on, like it creates a dome sound over you. Like it's hard to explain, but you got to experience it. But if say for instance, like you standing there and a plane is coming behind you, you can actually hear it coming from behind you, and you can actually hear it above you.
Yeah.
Instead of it's amazing. So the good thing about it is that Dolby Atmos is going to be rung to the mainstream, because all you need with the Xbox One is regular headsets. You know what I'm saying?
That's insane.
Right.
But how I'm taking advantage of it, because I have a Dolby Atmos setup or whatever. I have the Atmos speakers that fire up to the ceiling, then comes down on me. Though that's how I got my Atmos set up. But if you you able to select that, then it take you to an app to the store to download, but it said coming soon. And if you actually read, they got like read more. They show you the images and it's a huge paragraph explaining exactly what it is. So anybody in the preview, just go check that out.
That's crazy, man. Yo, and this is something I've been saying, man. A lot of people, they get into the console war. My piece of plastic better than your piece of plastic. All that good shit. Um, you know, one of my main things why I stay on Xbox is the community and um just the overall how everybody plays together, gets into party chats together, and has fun. But the second thing has to be innovation. I see Microsoft and Xbox always pushing the envelope when it comes to innovation within the gaming space. Even something like what you said with Atmos and just being able to use regular headsets. To me, that's innovation right there. That's something that you're bringing a specialized feature and you're making it accessible to everybody. You guys see what I'm saying there?
Yeah, for sure.
Dude, they constantly, if it wasn't for Xbox, you wouldn't have party chats the way that they are. They're dealing with cloud computing now. They're always like pushing the envelope.
Come on.
And you gotta
The gaming marketplace started with here. HD gaming started with here. Ethernet started with Xbox. The list goes on, man. The list goes on. And like I was saying, like the most advanced stuff that most non-hardcore people, will have is actually on this console. When you talk about the 4K Blu-ray player and now with Dolby Atmos, so people can experience. That's insane, man.
Mhm.
And then they got Sony Blu-ray player, 4K Blu-ray player came out the same much as the Xbox One S. Like it's crazy.
It's actually a little bit more expensive. I thought it was like $25, $50 more.
Well, somebody just posted $300. I don't know.
Yo, when you talk about that new UHD Blu-ray, man, I've been saying it, and I wonder if you guys think this is gonna happen. PlayStation, they came out with the PlayStation 4 Pro, which didn't have the UHD in it, and when I saw it didn't have the UHD, and I saw that Sony was planning on dropping one this year, right? I said, guys, be prepared. There's going to be another SKU for the Pro that's going to have the UHD, and it's going to come out within a year of the release of the Pro. So I'm saying within a year of
It's
the
going to
release.
happen. It's going to happen right around Scorpio. To be honest with you,
dude, you can see that
that's when
happening,
they'll have
right?
to do it. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
I saw
goodness.
it happening when they didn't have it. I'm like, well, okay, well they're going to eventually have it when the price is where they want it to be with the Pro, as far as hardware goes. So, that's a year from now. At the end of the day, but speaking of the Pro, I want to talk about boost mode.
Oh goodness,
dude,
your extra 5 frames.
Beast mode.
Yeah, well,
Digital Foundry call it what? Beast mode.
Here we go.
Oh my gosh, those guys, man, Wallace and Gromit talk about tech, right? So I don't think people really understand boost mode and the reason why boost mode didn't exist on the PS4 to begin with, right? The PS4 Pro, I should say. So important thing is to understand is what Sony really did is when they designed the Pro is they literally took a RX 480, they customized it, of course, right? Put it in a GPU configuration with a Jaguar CPU and raise the clocks and all that sort of stuff. But at the end of the day, the way it was designed, it was designed from a hardware perspective to run exactly like the standard PS4. The problem is because their API doesn't scale very well. It doesn't do what like Microsoft's API does, right? And the main reason why they didn't have access to also with a standard PS4 game is because basically it would crash the game. And so I want to offer like a little bit of clarity so people don't understand like why didn't they do this in the first place? They didn't do it in the first place because the shit would break at the end of the day, right? So the way their API is designed to work, and it is a modified version of OpenGL, but it is their own thing, right? And it's just really not designed to scale with more hardware, more accessible hardware. And I know that sounds weird with 486 architecture, but they're not Microsoft. They haven't been doing this for 30, 20 plus years, right? Hell no, is it Kate Megan's here?
No,
Oh,
This guy.
Let's let the fun begin. I had to say the podcast.
You had to
Oh,
save
shit,
it.
No, what's up, fellas, man?
What's going on?
What's up, bro,
everybody?
man?
Keep going, Don. I was over here. I was
No. Just so what I was going to say is that's the reason why they blocked off half that hardware. It was a hardware block, and now they leave the option, and all it is just to stabilize it. It doesn't. The code's still written the same, right? So it just runs to its max numbers that the code was originally designed for, because they have additional hardware. And that's really all there is to it. It's nothing special. It's not going to double frames or anything like that. If developers want to take advantage of the additional hardware, they have to write code for it. That's how it works. It's not designed to scale like how people think it is.
Nice, man. So, yo, Mega, you heard a lot of the stuff we were talking about. Was there any particular topic that you wanted to chime in on and speak your piece, man?
Well, I heard a little bit. I mean, I came in and I was trying to listen, and then I had to listen to what the nurse and the doctor was saying, and then I missed quite a bit. But I was listening to the part where you was talking about GameStop. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever for anybody to purchase anything from GameStop. It just needs to be eradicated. It needs to die. You know, they shit on developers, they shit on the customers, and and see, this is what's crazy, because Don said it perfect, because the old lady was listening. She was, when we was talking about it, looked like something from a garage sale or something. She was like, I know when I went to get you games, that's exactly how I felt. Like, why would I want to come back in here? And I was like, damn, and she's not a gamer or anything. So that's the thing of it that makes that, those things resonates with a lot of people. Like, they want to come in there, they want to get the best experience. And it doesn't matter what, people could do on like when they can review it or whatever. Like, they want you to call to check out after the ticket and see if, and try to qualify for that, what is that, $100 gift card or something like that. And you give the experience. They don't pay it. They just want to see the good reviews and just throw it out there like they're being relevant. And the fact of it is that they just crap on their customers, and they crap on the developers. It just needs to be gone. It's horrible.
That's why you buy digital, man.
I got a question.
What's up?
If GameStop does vamoose, if they do disappear, will digital games be? I mean, it's more prevalent now anyway. A lot more people are going digital. But if they go away, will we see a decrease in price for digital games across the board?
Yes.
We should be seeing one of those developers. We should be seeing that shit now.
Let me. We are seeing it now. I mean, aren't we? Are we seeing prices dropping sooner than later?
Hold on, because Don, I mean, right now, the Friday the 13th was the game I'm picking up day one. The physical copy is, I think it's 60. Wait, is it 60? And the digital is 40. So I think
really? That looked like a $60 game, though. I mean, the game looked dope, but $60, Jesus Christ.
Well, I haven't watched a lot of it. What the thing of it is that I think that, I don't know if you discussed about anything with the UWP, but I think it will benefit, because there was an article that I seen that where one of the developers were up in arms saying that this thing could kill Steam if it's done right, because there'll be a lot of developers that will move over.
Yeah, that was Tim Sweeney.
Yeah,
Sweeney.
I love the fact that he creates the Unreal Engine, it's the best engine out there, period. But Tim just needs to settle down a little bit.
I agree too.
He's like chasing after Bigfoot and UFOs and that sort of stuff, man. Like, he's getting very conspiracy theory on a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, and to me, I'm just kind of like, why would it destroy Steam? Only thing that would do is just add more competition, and it makes Microsoft to fall in line of lowering the prices of digital and competing against Steam and GOG and all the rest of them that's available. What I think is Kinguin and other little sites like that. And I think it would also benefit. It will be Xbox gamers as well, because if those PC games, those older games, can come over and be bought digital at a reasonable price,
on the UWP, that would be huge for the console market and for the developer.
Project Cars 2 was advertised for Windows 10. I didn't see Steam, but Project Cars 2 was advertised as Windows 10. So I was like, wow.
Hold on.
Like, it's starting.
Am I muted? No, I'm not muted.
No.
Yeah.
All right.
We've learned to ignore you sometimes.
Crazy.
Yeah. Yo, check this out. I want to shout out to my boy Chris Lettuce. Chris Lettuce, he's in the chat. He's like, I love hearing folks cry over the price of a game. He's like literally griping over $20. Now, dude, you've been with us pretty much from the beginning. I definitely respect you. It's not literally the fact that it's $20. All right. My whole thing is, when it came to the physical games, people were talking about manufacturing costs and stuff like that when the games were bumped up to $60. All right, so if we go over to digital, with digital, there's no manufacturing costs and stuff like that. That in turn should be a lower price. Now, the one really good thing about digital for me is that the devs are guaranteed their money. All right, like there's no pre-owned space or anything like that. But I'm trying to use common sense here, Chris. Yo, if there's no manufacturing costs and there's no overhead in that section of producing a game, then why is the game $60? All right, if there's no pre-owned space when it comes to digital, where there's a threat that the devs aren't going to get their money back to keep their studio open, then why is the game $60? You see what I'm saying? It should be a lower price because there's lower cost on putting the game out there. That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely right.
Actually, the manufacturing cost is not that much on a disc. They don't let people fool you. Like, we're talking like less than $1.
But Don, do you remember when
it's less than $1?
I think it was the beginning of the 360 era where games jumped up to $60. And there was this whole big thing about it and why. Do you?
I've heard all that BS. It's 100% not true. It's all fabricated. Because here's the thing: is printing the disc, printing the label. Actually, you put in a proper zonage manual costs less than $1. That's also landed cost with shipping and everything. So, like, people need to stop with that. Like, that's not the real issue. I mean, because it costs a lot to put your game on a server and all the traffic that it takes to download and distribute it as well, right? So that's a cost as well. So it's not that. It's the fact that not every game that they sell, every copy they sell, they don't get their cut as a developer. That's the real problem. And then you went from the previous generation to the 360 PS3 era. The systems become more capable, so the teams had to get bigger. The whole pipeline of developing a game became scaled up quite a bit. Now, the scaling between PS3 and Xbox 3 to PS4 and Xbox One and what we have with the Pro and then the Scorpio coming down the road, there's not much additional costs going to those leaps from those generations. It really isn't. The development cost has already been scaled to where it's going to be scaled, essentially, outside of just the cost of living of where the game is developed at. So, realistically, it just needs to come down to is the developers need to get their due cut for that, and I don't think it's appropriate to ask the consumer, hey, you should spend more because of the developer. No, you should just hold tight until the price comes down to an area that you feel comfortable doing versus hard copy or digital copy. If it's not worth $40 for you, it's not worth $40 to you. Like, I can't tell you it's worth $40, right? So, let the consumer decide when's the right price and let them buy it. That's how Steam works, right? Because every single dollar goes to the developers, and Steam gets their cut as well. And then when at a certain price, if the game's not selling, the developer has the option to lower the price to get the next wave of people, right? Or Steam will articulate a sell with them, so they get the next wave of people, right? And the nice thing is those customers get a good deal that wait. The people that adopt early get to play the game early, and the developers get all their money. It's a win-win across the board in regards to that. So That's why I'm saying, like, buy digital if you want. At the end of the day, I can't tell you people I know that sell their used copies to like GameStop and they regret it later, and they go get. I mean, you're seeing all these people getting backwards compat and they're going back to GameStop to go buy those games. I guarantee about half of those people already own those games, but they sold it to GameStop previously, and now they're going to have to buy it again.
Exactly.
That's a great point right there, man.
Yeah, that's a wonderful point, and that's the thing that's why I think this whole UWP is going to be amazing for console gamers, especially primarily the Xbox guys, because all Xbox, because that's what UWP is for. But the competition, like Steam still to me has overpriced games, and some of the games cost just as much as they do hard copy. So I wait. Or I'll go to G2A or some other place and then I'll see that these games are like maybe 20, sometimes 30, even more slash. That's and G2A will have these sales every week to where they're like 40, 50, 70, 80% off. And then you go ahead and you can save money that way. That with that type of competition, any game that you want to buy, like older game, especially for like the 360 backwards compatible games, that would be amazing because you could get those games as cheap as maybe, Xbox would have to make them a little bit, not as cheap as like $1.50 or some shit like that. But, a $19.99 game now could be $10. That's a reasonable price for, for a 360 exclusive. Not, 360 game instead of paying the $19.99 or going to GameStop and maybe getting a disc that could be nasty. I mean, crap got in my ass about me getting that Blue Dragon and the box and everything looked like trash. You know what I'm saying? So I think that the benefit will come. It's just that the gamers just have to embrace it. Everything is going to take time, but I really do think it will benefit the developers and the gamers 100%.
I mean, we're already seeing it with Recore, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Recore was $40. That was a fair price, I thought, for that game, right? It's not everyone's game, but I like that game a lot. I actually enjoyed that game more than I did Quantum Break, and I know people are going to hate me for that, but like I just did. But other people, it wasn't worth the risk. Yeah, I know. Just keep on moving.
Dude, you just made my head hurt, yo. I swear. Like
I enjoyed Quantum Break. I didn't hate Quantum Break. Give me a break.
Ooh.
But for other people, it wasn't worth the $40, right? And I know it sounds silly, but they weren't willing to take a risk, and that's what you have to remember. A customer is taking a risk on a game if they haven't played it before, especially on a new IP. And when we reduced it to 20, it did crazy numbers. So I heard it's ridiculous. They went from the possibility of not making a sequel to they're probably going to make a sequel. Is what I heard on Record. That's how big those numbers actually were. So, you're already seeing some form of that right now, right? They're letting the market dictate the price of the games. At the end of the day, the developers get more money, the publishers get more money, the consumer gets a new copy, not a used copy. And the only one that's going to lose is the people that don't treat their customers properly, which is GameStop. Right? GameStop doesn't treat their customers well at the end of the day. An individual might, but the store as a whole and their policies are not customer friendly.
Yeah, I agree.
My bad. I was just watching this little argument going on in the chat. Anyway.
Oh, so look at this. Yeah, Eric in the UK.
Show that gamer tag, Eric.
Yeah, show it, man. Show them papers.
Oh, here we go.
There's a little fight going on? What's going on?
Bang, bang, flashback. Show them papers.
Show them papers.
I don't know, guys. Is there anything else you want to talk about before we wrap up, man? Just throw it out there. Otherwise, we're gonna go into our spiel of where we're gonna be throughout the week. So, anything else? Anything else, guys?
Yeah, stop hating on backwards compatibility. I enjoy it.
So,
dude,
stop hating on it.
Hold on. If you look at it on a very surface way here, that PlayStation Now thing is basically like paying a subscription for backwards compatibility. So, like, I don't know how people can hate on Xbox's backwards compatibility when the game is certified and put through. If you have the game, you just put it in the Xbox One.
Xbox has no game.
I don't understand. Yeah, all right.
That's the dumbest. I hate even talking about that. They're jealous. It's just a fact because the whole PlayStation Now thing is a disaster because they will not let you get those games or let you at least. If you pay for the subscription, those games should not have it should not be timed. You shouldn't hold on to a game for 90 days and then it's gone away. You know what I'm saying? I paid a subscription for this.
They can't brag about PlayStation Now. That service on Samsung TVs. They need to cut it out.
It's on Blu-ray. It's on Blu-rays and shit. Yeah, it's
right. Mega, I gotta ask, why do you have a picture of a glacier up on the Hangout? Like
because I'm being harmonious. I'm being harmonious and relaxed.
Oh goodness.
You know what I'm saying? Just being on chill mode.
You really want some snow, don't you, Mega?
I want some snow, really.
Yo, when can you come pick it up? Because I got plenty of it.
Man, you can send that shit in a package, and I'm gonna try to find me some kind of something so I can try to get some snow out here, man. Hey,
fools.
Man, this is crazy.
What's up, man?
Shit, it's still hot down here. We was like in the high 80s. I'm actually on the grill right now.
Yeah,
we did have a nice day today.
It was 85 out here today. It was 85 out here today. It was ridiculous.
Oh, we wasn't touching
that weather up north is bipolar.
Yeah, man,
no, hold on. What are you talking about? The weather up here is pretty much what it's supposed to be for this time of year.
Yeah.
What you're dealing with?
No, I got some people actually in Jersey saying it was nice. It was like probably close to 70 a couple of days ago.
Nah, man.
Yeah,
but actually the day before it snowed up there. But you know how it is. It's always warm before it starts snowing.
Yo, over here in CT, it was like, I think if I remember correctly, it was up near 60. So that was kind of crazy. But not like
Maryland, we were in the 60s.
Crazy.
And global warming is not real.
Hey, save those polar bears.
Yeah, for real.
Yo, I gotta say, big shout out to my boy UK Dazarus out there, my brother, man. I've talked to him a few times on Facebook, seen pictures of his family. Got a beautiful family. He said this was a fucking great show, guys. I just want to let everybody know right there in the chat. You can read it for yourself. I am not lying.
He didn't say guys. He said Xbox. He said that with authority.
Yeah, got two T's, man. Got two T's.
Two T's. Damn. Yeah, no, that's all right. That's all right. Yes.
All right, guys. You ready to wrap it up? Go through the outros and everything like that.
Let's do it.
Sounds like you guys don't want to leave. You're like, you get quiet. Like, oh man, what else can we talk about real quick? Hold on.
Yeah,
but
everybody's thinking.
We gotta have stuff for next
I was on
week.
News for Gamers looking for topics, but
we gotta have stuff for next week. So we'll hit up the DM early. We'll get everything planned out. People will give me the gameplay before Saturday. Stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All right. Well, let's go down the list. First of all, I'd like to thank my boy All Day. He's kind of been like, I don't know. I never changed the DM to a different DM, which I do on a week-by-week basis. My brother over here has been kind of just chilling out with the Next Podcast crew. Every once in a while throwing a couple jokes in there, just talking. The way communities, the way families, the way we do. And it was good for you to jump in, man. Do you have anything you want to plug? Anything you've been doing? I know you are the newest member of Intro Media Gaming, and they definitely scored when they signed you, man. What else you got going, yeah?
Oh man, I think I'm gonna have a couple of videos up on my channel, All Day Digital on YouTube, Video Theory on Twitter. I'm writing out a horror story right now about my retail experiences. So yeah, it's gonna be very entertaining, and you guys check it out if you guys got time. But thanks for having me on the show, man. It was good.
No doubt, man. Thanks for being on, dude. You're pretty much welcome anytime, man. You're part of the family, so just say the word.
Appreciate
it. All right. Let's go with the dude coming live from the 405, man. We got to get that Dead Sea Scroll list of appearances out of the way. Got to get it out of the way, man. Let everybody know. Where they can find you, how they can get a hold of you, man. You know the deal.
Yeah, now this time around, I'm going to be a little humble, man. I just really wanted to pop in and say thank you, guys, especially you, Bot, for the great message. Because I let my mom hear it and she cracked up. But I thank you guys so much for the prayers given. And it looked like my mom's gonna pull out. and do
Yeah, we send
good.
our love
So
to Miss
yeah,
405, man.
yeah,
For
yeah.
sure.
Appreciate it,
Not
man. And
not for nothing,
you
man.
know,
Why don't we say it, yo? If she could survive raising your yellow ass, there is no way in hell she was not overcoming this, man. You know that's the truth, yo.
No doubt, no doubt, no doubt. But man, you know, you know what I'm saying? I just wanted to show support, you know, because I just got home and wanted to just say thank you, you know what I'm saying? We family, man. So, you know, guys don't really understand of, you know, Intro Media Gaming, BGST, you know, the next crew, you know what I'm saying? GRG now, we all intertwined, we all connected, man. This is it. There is no other groups or factions. This is it. And just wanted to show my love and support for the Next Podcast, my family, my brothers in arms, and my sister. So that's it, man.
No doubt, brother, man. Yo, Foos, man. It's been a couple weeks. I did see you hit up the DM every once in a while and stuff like that. But it's good to hear that golden voice again, man. What you been up to, dude?
Yeah, man. I've been playing a lot of Rainbow Six Siege, man.
Uh
I don't, you know, I don't want to hurt your feelings by it, but it's kind of been pulling me away from Halo, dog.
oh.
That shit's pretty good. But
Everybody needs a
nah, for
break,
real.
We
man.
need to we need to reevaluate this panel, man.
I like a little Siege too, and I don't blame Fuski. That's a
Hey,
good game.
it's a breath of fresh air whenever you play a lot of
Oh,
first
yeah.
person shooters. There's nothing like it, honestly. But
Hey, I got the game, so if you want to play, hit me up, man. I'm down. Teach me the
Yeah, I
ropes,
got it,
too.
definitely. Well, I mean, I'm not great at it, but it's
I
definitely
don't give a
fun.
fuck. You'll help me. You'll be helped. Trust me.
But yeah, I haven't been doing too much, just chilling out, getting some work done around the house, and doing my thing. But I'm definitely glad to be back because I missed y'all. It's been a couple weeks, didn't get to talk to y'all, and it was definitely good to be here today and hang out with y'all.
Nice, man. Nice. Let's go down the list, yo. The chinchilla wearer himself, Don, man. What have you been up to? What are you gonna plug, man? What's going on, dude?
I have something kind of crazy going on right now. Nothing but good things. So some big plans are changing with the Dawn. Dawn's going to start streaming on Beam for interactivity on when I do graphic stuff. On Thursday, I'm probably going to be doing about 8 hours worth of graphic work in regards to my new game, and you guys can pop in, pop out anytime you want, interact live. The reason why I'm doing Beam is because YouTube has so much lag when it comes to interactiveness. It kind of sucks, to be honest with you. But Beam is live, and then I'll be able to restream to my YouTube channel, so you guys will have it there. And then I'm having a small drawing for anyone that wants to be involved. A lot of people ask, hey, can I be in the game, voice, this, that? I'm giving you guys an opportunity, a drawing actually, to have your likeness in the game. So I'm going to be doing facial work of whoever gets picked. So essentially all you need to do is basically send me a tweet that says hashtag Pimp Cup, that Project Pimp Cup. That's what I'm working on. And I'll be literally drawing people's names around the end of this, around the beginning of next month. And you can start seeing that happen live. And I'm getting all the contracts and all that sort of stuff signed up. This is the real deal. So be prepared to sign some contracts, do some things like that. And, you can be immortalized in a game. I don't know if you'd be a taxi cab driver in my game, or like you are in Quantum Break, or a main character, or who knows. But I'm doing work now, and I would like to give someone the opportunity. I know a lot of people would like to do that sort of stuff. So,
All right,
hey, just a heads up, dude. Not only am I the golden voice, I am the golden face.
Hey, you know what? Anybody on the podcast can apply, and literally, I'm just gonna take their names and put it in a fishbowl and pull them out.
Nice.
Yeah, I got two things to say about that. First of all, Project Pimp Cup. I am confused right now on whether or not everybody else on the panel is a bad influence on the Don, or if the Don is a bad influence on everybody else on the panel. Just by that name alone, I'm not sure which one it is. And second of all, guys, did you hear that? you can have your you have a chance to have your face in a video game, yo. Definitely do exactly as he instructed. Send a tweet to him, Project Pimp Cup, and damn, that's amazing, man.
Yeah, it'd be good. I mean, to be honest, I might pick a couple people for now. We're just gonna do one, and that's how we're gonna kick off the Beam stream, so you can see that stuff happen live. And you can actually go on my YouTube channel right now, which is called Happy Little Polygons. You can see where I took the likeness of good old Aaron Greenberg and I immortalized them in 3D. So
Amazing. All right, guys. Well, that's pretty much the show for this Saturday. I like to let everybody know, everybody out in the community. Yo, we appreciate all the support. Yo, if it wasn't for you guys, this show wouldn't exist. You guys give us the strength and inspiration to do more, to reach further, and to expand our boundaries even more than we thought possible. And we definitely appreciate that. It is Saturday night, so yo, definitely, guys, enjoy your weekend. And as I always say when we sign off, we'll see you next Saturday on the next podcast. Yo, later, everybody.
Peace.
Oh, you bastard! No, I didn't. No, Newark cursed me out on Twitter, man. Mother. Oh, I didn't give him. I didn't give him his space to say what you know. Yeah, I'm an ass. I'm an asshole.